Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or if you're not, my name is Natalie and this is going to be a get ready with me and get to know me type of video, and today it's going to be tattoo edition. Anyway, today I'm getting a tattoo. I currently have like 7 tattoos right now, but this will be my 8th tattoo, and this is also going to be my first ever colored tattoo, which I'm actually really excited about. And I specifically chose this one to be colored because I just felt like it's a very cute tattoo, and if it was not in color it wouldn't mean the same thing. I'm getting a tattoo of my dog that I have now, my ESA, and her name is Ambella, if you guys don't know. She's been featured in a few of my videos already so far, but yeah, I'm getting a tattoo of her, and hopefully you guys will see the result of that at the end, but I'm not really sure if you will. But actually, do you guys want to meet Ambella? Like a formal actual meeting? Because I haven't actually done that yet. Yeah? Okay. Give me a second, I'm gonna go get her real quick. 1 second.
Okay, so this is Ambella, and she's really hyper right now. Ambella, come on. I'll turn you down a little bit so you can see. She is an Australian Shepherd. She is an Australian Shepherd, and she is 1 year and 10 months old. She's trying to get her toys. And she is my ESA. There she goes to play. So
without further ado, let's get into the makeup, because like I don't have a lot of time and I'm already sort of running behind schedule. So let's get the ball rolling. Now that I have my contacts in, let's get started. I'm not gonna do anything super crazy today in terms of my makeup, because I'm gonna be spending like 5 to 6 hours in the chair doing my tattoo today. It's not gonna be a big tattoo, but it's a hyper realistic tattoo. I personally really like tattoos that are more realistic, or fine art personally, but that's just a preference thing. I can make a video in the future about like doing about the preparation for a tattoo, or what I go through when I plan a tattoo, because all of my tattoos are designed by me, and I can also go through maybe a tattoo tour in the future if that's something that anybody's interested in. I can talk about all the tattoos that I've had, the meanings behind them, and maybe possible future tattoos, and my understanding of my experience of getting tattoos. But this video, I think I wanted to reserve more to be about my experiences with my dog, because I am getting a tattoo of her and I want to specifically talk about the reasoning why I'm getting this tattoo. I've actually had 3 dogs before Ambella, and she's not the first dog that I have ever had. My first dog I've ever had, her name was Lucky, and she wasn't even mine to begin with. My grandparents, they gave her to me and my family. Growing up, I remember my sister always like crying about wanting a dog and begging my parents for one, like the classic story of all kids want a dog. But the truth is like the responsibility is a lot more than kids can fathom, and so it's up to the parents to decide when a kid is ready to have a dog, whether or not they want them to. So my grandparents, they rescued her from the street. Actually, the story of how they found her is actually really cute. One day my grandpa, he was out on his usual morning run, and on his way home, there was this little dog that started to follow him, and he didn't even notice it until he got home. Oh, too much. Let me deal with that. But he didn't notice it until he got home. This dog, it was a small little Shih Tzu who, if you looked at her, you could tell she was not young anymore. She was no longer a puppy. And she followed him home. She didn't have any tags, and there were no signs looking for her, and nobody was looking for this little Shih Tzu dog who was by herself. My grandparents decided to just let her stay. This is way too much. Oh my god. They tried to let her like go home or wherever she was from. They would leave the door open, let her see if she would run away and maybe go home, but she ended up staying because I guess she really liked them, and she was already potty trained. She just kind of run outside the backyard, and they would just kind of know when she needed to go because she would scratch against the door. And for several years they did keep her, and every time my family would visit, my sister would get so excited about playing with her. And there was one day that my grandparents decided that they would give away the dog because they stopped working and they retired. It's just maintaining a life with the dog was a lot more than they could handle. They offered to give Lucky to us instead of us getting a new dog, and also because my sister had been asking for so long. And my parents, initially, they said no. They didn't want us to have a dog. They knew that we wouldn't take care of the dog, like me and my sister wouldn't be able to because we're still kids and we can't even take care of ourselves. My sister couldn't even take care of me. They knew that the responsibility would fall upon my nanny to take care of the dog. I had a nanny when I was growing up, and because my parents were like always busy and never around, this is too much. Yeah! I guess I have to do concealer to fix it, huh? Great. Anyway, but eventually my parents caved and they let us have Lucky. We took Lucky home. It was a surprise and my sister loved her. But Lucky was a really easy dog because she was already potty trained. She already knew what she wanted to do. She was older. We didn't have to teach her anything. We didn't have to teach her tricks or anything like that because she's already an old lady. After a few years, my parents got another puppy for my sister. This was going to be my sister's like official dog. It's our first dog and she wanted a dog more than I did, and she's older, so obviously it's going to be her dog. My sister initially wanted to name this dog, what was it? Cucumber or Pepino? Because Pepino in Spanish is cucumber. I don't know. We ended up not being able to name dog Pepino or Cucumber because my parents couldn't really say it because they have Vietnamese accents. After throwing out some random syllables, we actually landed on the name Bobo because it's something that my parents could say, and my sister also liked it, so it was the name that they ended up going with. Bobo is a German Shepherd mixed with an Australian Boxer, and I will put a picture of her somewhere on the screen. She's an older lady now. She isn't as young as she used to be, and like I said originally, and my parents were right, most of the responsibility of taking care of her went to my nanny because she took care of us and we didn't really know how to take care of a dog properly. So she took care of Bobo mostly. And Bobo is very emotional and has a lot of anxiety and it gets jealous easily, so she hated Lucky and sometimes she would be aggressive towards Lucky. And we never really got our dogs to be okay with like outside people, so we kept them inside most of the time and didn't really socialize them, and because of that their emotions, like they were a bit aggressive towards other people, so we kind of ended up having to keep them inside. Later in literally a year or two after that, we got another dog, and this would be my dog. I can remember the day we got her. She was just this little itty bitty fluff ball of a puppy. She was just so adorable and so cute. She was a tiny little thing and I could just carry her like a baby, but even smaller. We named her Fatso because when we got her, she was a little ball of fluff, and my parents thought it'd be funny to name her Fatso. And growing up I didn't really speak up much, so I didn't really have a say in what to name her. I just knew that I loved her, and even though I loved her, I also didn't really take a lot of the brunt of bringing her up or taking care of her. I mostly just let her out to go potty, and I also took care of her emotionally. I didn't really get the ability or learn the ability to be as responsible as I should have been for a dog. I loved her so much and I felt for her so much. I remember I used to cuddle with her on the couch, make her cuddle with me. She would crawl under the couch and hide sometimes when she got overwhelmed, and I would just kind of sit there and protect her on the outside. Whenever my parents disciplined her or got angry at her and she would run away because she was scared, I would sit under the table with her and and I would comfort her and I would tell her that it was okay, and I would hold her and I would pet her until she fell asleep. And I remember there was one time my parents disciplined her and she was really, really upset about it because, I'm not gonna lie, it was very scary. I cried about it with her. She just kind of knew me and she kind of got me. I didn't really have to tell her much, but she always knew what to do to make me feel better if I was sad, and I wanted to do the same for her. And I know it sounds strange. She was kind of like my soul dog, and I didn't truly know until like I came back from a trip where I experienced something truly traumatizing and that scarred me, and I couldn't tell anybody about it, and to this day I still have PTSD about it. But I came home and I went to bed and Fatso jumped on the bed, and she's usually not allowed on my bed. She jumped on the bed and she immediately came to comfort me and cuddle with me. And usually I'm the one who has to prompt her to cuddle with me, but she did it on her own and she slept with me the whole entire night. And normally she would just kind of move to the other corner of the bed and she wouldn't lay with me, but for the first time ever she stayed with me the whole night, and in the morning she gave me licks on the face. And I looked at her and I just knew that she knew. And I just knew that she was trying to help me. Through the hardest time in my life, Fatso was the one who truly loved me and took care of me and supported me through it all, because I felt so alone. It broke my heart when I had to leave. I had to leave to go to college, and she is one of the few things that I would miss the most. And I left and I cried. But when I got to college, it was the best thing that I could have done for myself, and I knew that. The first year of college went by pretty well. There were only a few times where my mental health was not the greatest, but most of the time during freshman year I was doing pretty swell, because you know, everything was new. I was on the adrenaline of being away from home. I felt like free a little bit. But come sophomore year, I started to find my mental health and my brain going back to places that I don't remember fondly, and the feeling that I recognized terrified me, and I knew that I needed somebody or something. After some thought, I decided to commit to getting an ESA, because I knew it had worked for me before, because Fatso was essentially my ESA, and I thought about bringing Fatso over to college with me as my ESA. But if you guys remember what I said earlier, my dogs are not really socialized to people, and at this point they were already older, so it would be extremely difficult for me to get them accustomed to people. At this point, the thing that they would normally do when they see random people that they don't know would be to be aggressive, and that is something that might put more pressure on me and cause me more damage to my mental health in the moment than it should. And so I decided that I would just get a new puppy instead, and hope, even though Fatso is my soul dog, that getting a new puppy would give me a new sense of support that I didn't have in the moment. And so, as much as I wanted it to be Fatso, I knew that I couldn't, because it would cause her stress and it would cause me stress, and it would just be too much. So I got a new puppy, which is Ambella, and our relationship, it started out really, really, really difficult, because the time that I got her was just not the time that I should have, because I had never had to commit to learning how to take care of a puppy since they're little, and it was a very big learning curve for me. But eventually, with time, a lot of time, I learned how to communicate with her, to understand her on a different level, to know what her needs were, and to allow her to know what my needs were, and be patient. And through a lot of crying and frustration and nonverbal arguments, we have reached a point now where I know her so well, and she knows me so well, that I can come to her when I am emotionally distressed, and she can come to me. I feel like it's like any other relationship that needs work and needs tending. And even though Fatso was my soul dog, and it was just so easy for me to know what she wanted and easy for her to know me. I feel like my relationship with Ambella is so much more special because I put in the work, because I believed in her at the beginning and she believed in me, and we just kept working at our relationship no matter how hard it was. And now we reached a point where I finally realized how important and vital it was for me to believe in the relationship, because now the place that we're at is something that I love and I cannot live without. The other day, my boyfriend took Ambella to work with him because I'm going on a trip later in the summer, and so he took her to work to get her accustomed to him taking her to work for later. But anyway, I was at home by myself and I was worried sick. My heart was breaking. I couldn't believe anything that he said about her being okay. I wanted her to be there and everything about me just kind of died. I laid in bed and did nothing. I couldn't even eat. I was so worried and I couldn't believe anything until she was in my arms and in my embrace when she got home, to know that everything was gonna be okay. Recently, the times that I've had mental breakdowns or couldn't process the information that my brain was throwing at me, she would come over and she would just know, and she would lay on my chest and I would pet her and give her the attention that she needs as well, and the confirmation that what she's doing is good, and I can talk through my feelings and get them out in a way that's healthy and also where I feel supported. Because sometimes, you know, you just need somebody to listen. You don't need someone to talk at you, you just need someone to listen. And I'm just so happy to reach the point that I did with her. And so the tattoo I'm getting of her is to commemorate how sometimes relationships take work, but at the end, they're definitely more than worthwhile. And she is my first ever dog that is just mine, and I will remember her for the rest of my life. And maybe I'll get a tattoo of my other dogs in the future, but I know that this one is the one that I want right now because it's something that I've been feeling, and I want to feel that feeling forever. And a tattoo is something that I feel like helps me remember the feelings that I had in my life at that time. Anyway, this is essentially it for the makeup. I'm gonna go do my hair real quick, or I might just leave it like this because, well, I'm running out of time. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit, maybe in the car before I go in. But yeah. Ooh, excuse me. See you guys in a bit. Okay, bye-bye.
Turning a 1 to a million, what an incredible feeling. Money tattooed on my mind, all of my thoughts are alike. Would've thought she was a villain, both of us making a killing. Money tattooed on my mind, now I can do what I like. I get it all by myself. I get it all by myself. Turning a 1 to a million, what an incredible feeling. Money tattooed on my mind, all of my thoughts are alike. Would've thought she was a villain, both of us making a killing. Money tattooed on my mind, now I can do what I like. I get it all by myself. I get it all by myself. Eyes in the sky, got my back, there ain't no doubting that. If I don't count up today, I'm gon' bounce back. Told her that it's not a thing till you make it one. These birds just want rings like Boston in 81. Champagne doing damage, gold link on my damn wrist. So much love on Fiji, drown in it like I can't swim. Elevated to the top floor, same place as my state of mind. Every time I move up in life, they try to get me to stay behind. I met you at the right time. Where have you been all of my life? If I don't see you tonight, I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll catch you on the flip side. Turning a 1 to a million, what an incredible feeling. Money tattooed on my mind. All of my thoughts are alike. What if thought she was a villain? Both of us making a killing. Money tattooed on my mind. Now I can do what I like. I get it all by myself. I get it all by myself. Turning a 1 to a million. What an incredible feeling. Money tattooed on my mind. All of my thoughts are alike. What if thought she was a villain? Both of us making a killing. Money tattooed on my mind. Now I can do what I like. I get it all by myself. I get it all by myself. Ain't falling off no time soon. On a mission like Tom Cruise. Told her we can't make contact. I got a girl and it's not you. Sorry about it, that's how it goes. Prove them wrong and just let them know they want my career frozen. I cut them off and said let it go. I know that they just wanna see me quit. Sorry, but that shit just doesn't exist. Taking the hit and then pleading the fifth. Thought I should tell you before I forget. Came a long way from the burbs. I'm only coming in first. Make all my moves in advance. I got it all in my plans. You would never understand. I met you at the right time. Where have you been all of my life? If I don't see you tonight, I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll catch you on the flip side. Turning a 1 to a million. What an incredible feeling. Money tattooed on my mind. All of my thoughts are alike. What if thought she was a villain? Both of us making a killing. Money tattooed on my mind. Now I can do what I like. I get it all by myself. I get it all by myself.
So it is way later in the day than when I, left and went, and oh my god, my hair looks crazy. It's really windy outside. Ignore my hair, okay? Okay, so a little debrief. This is definitely the best experience I've had, I think, with a tattoo artist. And don't get me wrong, every tattoo artist that I have had up until this point has been kind. I love their work. Maybe there's only one tattoo that I don't like, but that's entirely on me. Her work is just so beautiful, and to know that I picked someone who is a true artist and loves her craft, and as someone who is an extreme perfectionist myself, in everything that I do and all the work that I do, I try my best to create the best thing, and I know that maybe it doesn't matter to other people, but to me it doesn't feel complete until it's exactly what I had envisioned. And when I know I can do better, I have to. And I owe it to myself and owe it to the people that I'm doing it for to do that. And today I met an artist who truly exemplifies just that. I have this skin condition that I am very insecure about, and I don't talk about very often with anybody really. But I have this skin condition that I can't really do anything about. But she was very understanding, and she tried her hardest to do the best work that she could, but my skin can only go so long without getting irritated. If you guys want to know, I'm not really sure exactly what it's called, but I've always called it like chicken skin, where you have like these little bumps on your skin. I'm not going to give you a close-up because, again, I'm insecure about it, but she did the best that she could, and in my eyes, her work today is far beyond perfection, but it is not exactly what she wanted. But my skin was not taking in any more ink, no matter how hard she tried, and that is not on her, and it is not on me, it is not on anybody. It just means that we were destined to meet again, and she's only in town for this month, but she's all booked up, so I can't, you know, come again to see her. At the beginning of the conversation, I wasn't sure if she was gonna come back or not, and she said that she wasn't sure either. But she loves it here, and she would love to come back, and when we got to the end of the session, she told me she would come back for me. She didn't make me pay today, and she put her trust in me to come back and help her finish her work and complete her piece, and I will. And she'll message me when she comes back, and I'll see her again. And I found so much joy in being around her. I found another true artist that I can relate to and who understands my obsessive need to like complete a piece because I feel obligated to. And she kept trying to explain it to me, but I completely understood what she was saying the minute she said it, because I am the same way. I personally love this piece, and it means so much to me because of what it is, because of the meaning behind why I wanted this tattoo, and also because it was given to me by someone so amazing, and the fact that I got to meet her and got to get a piece of work done by her. I don't have any words. Like, I am willing to sit there for 7 hours, which I did, instead of 5 to 6 hours. It's like a gift upon me that I just don't have words as to how thankful I am and honored I am. But yeah, that's just my ending debrief. But hopefully you guys liked this video. I know it's very different than usual, and I wasn't talking as much as I usually do in terms of getting to know me and getting ready, but I know that I enjoyed it. I wouldn't give up this feeling that I have right now for anything in the world. Hopefully you guys like her work too. Please go support her. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Thank you for watching. Good morning. Good night.